Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have already filmed this video once, like 2 days ago, but I have reviewed like the recordings yesterday and the light was so incredibly bad that I looked like a big red smudge. So I'm re-recording this and please bear with me today. I just feel kinda sickish for some reason. I don't know why. Hopefully I'm not going to be sick because I really don't want to. I had enough of sickness for this past month, so yeah. This video will be about sustainable tips, how to lead more ecological lifestyle. I have already talked about this on my Instagram. This is not to force anyone to change their lifestyle drastically, but I feel especially nowadays it's really important because like what's happening in Australia is really heartbreaking, and I feel like when summer comes also to Europe and to the USA, I mean there will also be fires in some countries, and I feel like these massive fires are caused also by global warming, and the past few summers were like unbearably hot and it's not normal in my opinion. So I feel like everyone should take some steps and realize it's important to make some sustainable choices in 2020. I mean, I don't know if we can stop the environmental changes, but at least we can slow it down maybe. Nobody has to change their lifestyle like 100%, like every little bit helps. At least if someone is convinced to eat less meat or to separate trash, for example, it's something. My first tip to lead more sustainable lifestyle would be to use less plastic, because like there is so much single-use plastics or not recyclable plastics that end up in oceans or like in a landfill of some sort, and like over time it becomes like microplastics, and we can find it in soil, we can find it in fish. If you eat fish, like beware, because they could be full of microplastics, and I don't have to tell you, like it's not healthy, it's not good, and it's not good for the environment, but it's getting to your water and to your food. Like even if you grow plants in a soil like infested with microplastics, I guess like it's bad obviously. My tips how to avoid using plastics is, first of all, tote bags. I carry tote bags in my backpack like at all times. I have 3 of them, and I also have like the small linen packets for like fruit and vegetables if I want to carry them separately, so I don't have to take plastic bag or buy the ones that are packed in plastic. And you can use tote bags for various like purposes. For example, I also use tote bags when I go out and buy lunch, and I put it in a tote bag instead of plastic bag. Even if you go shopping, you can use the tote bag, you don't have to buy a bag. And if you by any chance forgot your tote bag, a lot of supermarkets actually have the paper bags, which are really good, and they are actually really durable. I have bought some in the summer and it still lasts till this day, and yeah, that's a really good alternative if you don't have tote bag or you've forgotten your tote bag. That brings me to not buying plastic wrapped stuff. For example, like in a supermarket you have alternatives to, like you have loose carrots for example, and you have carrots wrapped in plastic, so you rather buy the ones that are loose, for example, and you put them in your tote bag or in your like paper bag or something. You don't have to buy the ones that are wrapped in plastic, and this applies to whatever basically. And also, like for example, when you're sending packages or something, there are also alternatives, like you don't have to send it in like a bubble wrapped envelope. You can pack it safely to the cardboard box and fill it with paper and stuff, so it's safe but still like you don't use any plastic. Even if I sell something like in online thrifting groups, I don't use any plastics to pack it. I use only either like cardboard envelope I got from shops I ordered from, or I have my own cardboard envelopes I use. And also like we have various like cardboard boxes from stuff we always like put them away, and when we need them we reuse them. Also like definitely say no to single-use plastics and always choose a reusable alternative. Like overall try to prioritize natural biodegradable materials to plastic, because plastic it's good in like cars and mobile phones and like in things you use for a long period of time. It's used so unnecessarily nowadays. Like they pack basically everything in plastic, and they don't need to. You don't really need to pack everything in plastic, you know. My tip number 2 is stop buying fast fashion, because textile industry is one of the most polluting, if not the most polluting industries in the world. And the thing is, like, they overproduce stuff, and the dyeing the fabrics and so pollutes waters and air so much, and the people work there in inhumane conditions, and like there is no way they could pay a fair wage to people who sold the clothes. If the clothes sell for like 3 euros, I mean, it's not possible. It's like exploiting the people who work there, and it's not right. And with today's world, like, I personally don't know any person like this, but I know there are some people who, like, when something goes out of style, they just throw that away and buy a whole new closet, and it's so bad for the environment. I mean, I have some pieces of clothing that I own for more than 10 years and they are still perfectly fine, but like it wasn't cheap shit, you know. I mean, I bought them like from normal brands and I invested in a piece that lasts for a long time, and if I don't want something, I don't throw it away. I either sell it online or I will donate it. And of course I realize not everyone can stop buying fast fashion, because like fast fashion is all around us. It's basically every store in the mall, and I realize not everyone can stop buying fast fashion. Like, try reduce buying it. Don't buy the things you don't need. And if you want some new pretty clothes just because you want them, you don't really need them. There are also like, there are many sustainable brands. There are handmade brands that like are small businesses, and people who make them are, I mean, they make it like to your own measurements, and they are more pricey, but it's really worth investing in piece like that. And if it's like out of your budget, you can always go thrifting. I mean, there are like times they sell everything in our thrift stores for like €1 or 50 cents, and like that's insanely cheap, and they always have a lot of stuff left, so that's a really good way to buy clothes. My next point is switch to using natural cosmetics and cleaning detergent. Most of cosmetics in the drugstores are full of chemicals, and I don't even mention cleaning detergents. It's basically one big chemical. It's not good for you, and if it's not good for you, how it could be good for the environment? I mean, it's polluting the waters, it's polluting the soil, and it's unnecessary because there are a lot of natural alternatives. For example, cleaning detergent can contain some really harsh chemicals, and most of them can be easily substituted with like a vinegar or citric acid or baking soda, and they are like even more effective than the chemical ones, and they are safe for the environment. And also that goes for cosmetics. Like, there are many natural brands that use only herbs, for example, and of course they are cruelty free, and they are actually better for your skin or your hair. I buy most of my shampoos and conditioners. I mean, I use the shampoo bars in summer because they dry your hair more, and I tend to buy like paraben free and sulfate free shampoo and conditioner in winter, and you can find them like Either they have their own store, or you can find them in those like health shops stuff, and you can find also cosmetics there because a lot of these shops sells cosmetics, and they are often also handmade and like not packed in plastics, and it can be on a pricier side. But to be honest, like I have that like cream deodorant, I have opened it in October 2018 and I still have like half left, and I use it every day basically, and in summer sometimes like 2 times a day. But you just don't need to use that much of the cosmetics because it's more effective in my opinion. This next point, like I feel not many people want to hear this, and some people are really aggressive about this, but my point is, eat less meat, or at least know where you are buying the meat if you are not willing to reduce consumption of meat at all. And that goes also for dairy and eggs. For example, I never had problem with consuming dairy and eggs because we just got them from like local sources, like from local farmers and stuff, and I never really had issues. Then I become lactose intolerant, but I still consume eggs because I know where they are coming from, and I don't eat a lot of them, but I still eat them and I use them in baking, for example. But I don't see like an issue with it because I just know where they are coming from. But when you buy something in supermarket, like you rarely know where that's coming from, and often like especially meat and fish, it's full of chemicals, full of like antibiotics and like full of gross stuff, because like there is no way that chicken, for example, could grow to that size only by eating normal food in that time. First of all, I stopped to eat meat because like I hate it. I didn't like the taste of it, and the more I don't eat it, the more I realize I'm so happy that I don't eat it even for other reasons now. But like I realize some people can't go vegetarian or vegan. For example, they work hard and they just need that extra protein and extra energy. And I would suggest like buy meat from local farmers or on local markets. And if that's not an option, I'm sure you can always buy, even at your supermarket, meat that is from your country. And this goes for general, like buy as local as possible, because like you know it's from your country and it hasn't traveled like through the half of the world, and it's always better because they don't have to like put additives in it that keeps it fresh longer, so that's always a better option. I want to touch this subject a little bit from like a different approach. Most people who are meat eaters eat too much meat anyways, because it's not really healthy for a person to eat meat every day. If you eat meat, like it's the best to eat it like once, twice a week in general, because like it's just not healthy to eat it every day, and it's not normal because people didn't used to eat like that in the past because they just didn't have meat, and like it wasn't normal to eat so much meat. And of course, like if you ate only meat, you couldn't survive on like pure meat diet. I'm not saying that everyone should become vegetarian and vegan. I mean, as I said, I know not everyone can for health reasons, and also like you don't need to make 100% change. For example, if you were thinking about becoming a vegan but you still like cheese, like eat vegan but eat cheese. I mean, there are some vegans who would kill you for this, but I mean it's alright, nothing happens. But you made some impact, you reduce your meat intake and your dairy intake, and it's all good, you know. Just think where the food you eat is coming from. And my last point is recycle. Separate trash, for example. Or if you don't want something, donate it, try to sell it. For example, even old towels, it can be donated to the shelter because they can use it for the dogs. And there is not much in this point to talk about. Just recycle, reuse, use natural biodegradable materials. It's really easy. We separate trash for ages. I don't remember the time we didn't separate trash. like we always did that. It's really easy. Yeah, we have 4 trash cans in our kitchen. It can get kind of confusing to some people, but it's really easy. I would probably like to end the video with this. Every little bit helps. You don't have to change your lifestyle drastically, but just think, how could you reduce your impact on the environment? Because I feel like nature just had enough, and it's really sad that most people don't care about nature and about animals, because like we live here and it can be kind of confusing because a lot of people live in the big cities where there is almost no nature left, but they still live on Earth. I feel everyone should contribute at least a little bit to make this world more healthy again. And what makes me really happy that so many people realize this, so many people stop buying fast fashion, using tote bags for example. I just feel like it doesn't hurt to inform people this way, because like, yeah, I've seen so many horrible photos and videos from the Australia, like it's really horrible and it's really heartbreaking, and I just want to put content out there that is somehow meaningful, not only to me personally, but in general. Like, so yeah, if you have any other tips how to reduce your impact on the environment, put them in the comments. There are definitely more tips I could offer you, but I have chose these 5, and maybe tell me what you think, and maybe tell me what you do to reduce your impact, or what you would like to do in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you would like more videos about this topic in the future, and hopefully I will see you in my next video soon. Bye bye!